This is 01. We decided to go ahead and drill these holes right here and here, just in case you guys at home had a steel plate or doesn't have no way of welding aluminum. You can bolt it in 4 spots and it would probably last. So here we go. Come back over here. This will go here and here. That could be a steel plate, and so we got bolts that go here and here. I'm gonna weld this with my welder, but if we didn't have a welder, we go ahead and put a bolt here and here, and drill it all the way through, and it comes through here at the brace, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. You could drill another hole here if you wanted. Have 3 in the front, 2 in the back. That would probably be sufficient without welding. Okay, see y'all next time. Go ahead and bolted it. So that should be fine. We drilled these holes here. There's some honeycomb in there, so be sure and drill the holes from the bottom up so you don't drill the wrong spot. We got this bolt here. This is not like it's like a swing arm, so this is gonna have to have a little wiggle room. This is gonna be our aluminum plate. We're gonna wiggle around in this hole here. We took this thing that used to be here. We needed an extra length for the motor, so we bent it down, cut that side off, put a piece of angle here, put this all thread just so through the years it don't go back and forth and break off. And okay guys, let's put this speed clamp on there. They don't wanna watch this very long. So this is gonna go here. Let's put the shifting cable through there. Alright. You get one of them, be good enough. We'll show them what's going on, get that one at the top. We need a plate for our motor. Is there a way to pause that thing, Danny, and then come back on the same ticket? On the same deal? This bolt, this 3/4 bolt, the rubbers were too long. We didn't pre-test it out. It's a little short. You can see over here. Let me see the phone and I'll move it over here. We got the original rubbers, both sides and in that bolt. I'm gonna have to get a longer one because I want a washer on both sides of that aluminum plate and real tight because we want all the vibration that happened here in the rubbers, not in the aluminum, because it'll wear the aluminum out. We made this hole real big and we went around it with the welding rod because the welding rod's real strong steel, 70 thousandths. That's a good hard bolt, so it'll should last a long time. And we won't know what happens now till we flip it over and see if the engine fits in there. Here you go, can you pause this thing again? This is our skid plate in here now. We got a place for an engine because there wasn't, because you know the way this is on other brands it's over here. But anyway, I think it's gonna fit. We're fixing to try. It looks kind of low to the ground, but it's not too bad. It's about 7 inches clearance. It's as much as the rear end. That's usually where you get stuck when it goes down. But anyway, just a $350. Oh my goodness, he's doing it all by himself. 400 cc. Can you get your hand in there? All right, it's gonna work. Yeah, we can actually bring this skid plate up more if we want. We can put a smaller rubber spacer and that'll bring the engine up, make the skid plate higher. We took the gas tank out because they're using this for a fish camp and they don't use but maybe a tank of gas a year, and the gas gets old and they want to just use a gallon at a time, so they'll run out. So now we're stuck. We could have done this all real quick, but this has got a straight shaft, and your clutch, the original clutch has a tapered shaft. So we got a tapered shaft adapter ordered from eBay. We're not gonna get it for a week. We got all this ready to go in about a day. We'll wait a week and then we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, our parts came for our Predator 420. We had this thing. We went ahead and took the air box off because it's gonna be trouble. And you got this little adapter. It's pretty cheap. You got to use that. It got this little thing for the clutch to hold it on. This right here, I don't think we even need this vent to the cap. It's vented up here on this cap. I'll probably just plug that. This here, I'm just gonna stick a filter in so the pressure can come out. And this will let us get to it more. We loosen this screw here so we can, so this will be better for the acceleration. We're gonna go from here to here on our gas, or to accelerate. We're gonna leave the governor, all that hooked up. So I'll have to change this up a little bit because my cable's kind of short. We're trying not to spend no more money than we need to. The cable's gonna actually move and the end's gonna be fixed there, but it'll be all right. Nowhere for the choke. We'll have to do something with that. Bring something over to hold that, or we may just leave it where he lifts the seat to do it. They don't use it too much, like I say. But anyway, the big thing is we got our thing came in from eBay, which was our shaft adapter. It came with two spacers, spacer here, that makes this tapered shaft happen on this straight shaft, because these this Ezgo and pretty much all of them have a tapered shaft on the clutch. The smart thing would be to cut this shaft off, and it's tapped with a 3/8. If I was going to cut the shaft off, the original bolt that goes in the end of the original motor is a 7/16, so it's a little bigger than 3/8. So you could probably use this 3/8 hole in the shaft as a guide to drill it deeper. First, drill it deeper is what I would do. Then I would put oil in the machine and the engine and have it running probably at the same time and cut it off, and it'd work kind of like a lay. But no more. Then they're going to use this buggy. I think we're just going to leave it like this. And I've got going to use this fine thread. I got a good grade A 3/8 bolt that comes already threaded that way. We'll use that. So we got this and this, and then I assume it's going to work. I don't know. This taper is going to go in there, and then I got a 5. As you can see, I'm already hitting threads here. That's a 5-inch bolt, so there's not that many threads on that bolt. So I got a whole handful of washers, and I'll have to keep changing the washers as this goes in there, adding washers, because I don't want to bottom this out into my shaft. And anyway, so once I get this all on, then we'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll sit in there. The belt also came in. Before we took it out, we measured from here to the next pulley, and it was 1 3/4 inches. We did that with the factory, and we know how big the factory belt is. Now that we've added onto it, we have more distance, so we added that distance. I think it's 6 inches more, so we got 6 inches times 2, which is 12 inches. So we went from a 42-inch belt to a whatever we had. And they don't just make these belts in every size you want, so you got to kind of get close. We went ahead and one was a little big and one was a little small. Hopefully this little big one's going to be okay. We went a little big, and you can see that this belt is not as thick as the factory belt, but it's a Gates belt. So if you ever do anything where you're going to need one of these belts, you want to look and see what sizes belts are available, because they don't make every size belt. So hopefully this is all going to work out all right. Okay. Motor, so we got the switch that comes from Harbor Freight, and the protection. It had a little circuit breaker. We're putting that in the dashboard. We soldered these wires and brought them, and we should tape this up a little more. This is going to all plug into our engine. And we got a longer bolt here. Come over here, Danny, this side. So we got it where a little slack, you know, so it's got a little wiggle room. We got this tight here on this aluminum. This is a pretty thick piece of aluminum plate. If y'all did steel, you could come back here, you know, Danny showed them, they could come back here and you can bring that steel on back further, and you can have this a lot smaller. You wouldn't need all this aluminum. Just have it smaller with the engine tanks and go right here, but we need all this aluminum because aluminum is pretty weak. That's why we got such a big plate. But anyway, that's it. Let's flip it over, guys, and we'll set the engine in. That's good, Danny. The gear shifter, it's gonna have to be, it's probably gonna be in the way of the motor here. Maybe not, we'll find out. But I think it is, so we're gonna have to move it. So we went ahead and drilled a hole in this plate here so we could run this, and it comes through on top of the plate. And this is the brake line for the right wheel. It's gonna go on top of the plate. Our motor goes right here, I think. Let's set it in here, guys, and make sure it fits. We're fixing to find out. We put our battery cable on here. Let's see if we're gonna be right or wrong. This is, we just assumed this belt. We moved the engine 6 inches further, I believe, so we got a belt 12 inches longer. And it looks like it's going to be all right. We can't have this belt too tight because we're going to shift gears now. We're not going to do like we used to be where it dies out. We're going to shift gears with it running. Okay, well, we did do that. It does shift gears just fine with it running. I didn't know if it would or not. We didn't really know what we were doing. We're just seeing how it's going to work out. Hey, that motor, we went through the cost. I said it was $504. We paid the regular price for that motor. We didn't get it on sale, so it was $380, I believe. So actually the cost on that thing should have been, the whole job should have been $416. Really cheap. We did waste about 50 bucks on that air breather and all that little stuff that we didn't use. I wouldn't do that. You don't need it. The original air breather's fine. Could have had more room, ground clearance if we wanted, because when we got it all in there, we ended up having a little extra room between the gas tank and the seat. If you wanted to use the big gas tank and that comes with it, with the golf cart, you could take that gas tank off of the Predator motor and you could even move it up. It wouldn't be much bigger than probably wouldn't be any bigger at all than the Predator motor. Then you could probably, maybe a little longer though, you could make that work and have more ground clearance. But the ground clearance ended up being okay. So anyway, that's part two. After this, it wasn't much to it. We just had to mark the holes and put the motor in and hook up some cables and stuff. And so that'll be video 3. The guys did it a lot of it while I was gone, and then they was out driving it and running wheelies and all that. And so a lot of that didn't get videoed, but we videoed it after the fact. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Come back for part 3. Thank you.